Everybody, we just got back. That's Lcee, and I think he's seen a fly. I let them into the catio because they were behaved so well in the car. They slept, So we've got one of the kids running around there. That's Lcee, and we've got the other one there. And I think this is Finn. Agita, about to use the litter box maybe. We're just exploring, or reacclimatizing. Jack was just here. I put some treats for him. He wants to go around the back. And look, there's Peanut. Daddy's back. And that's Jill, of course, just planning to hide. It's your father. I'm back. I missed all you guys. I missed you guys so much. I wanted to be with you guys yesterday because it was my 13th birthday in cat years. I wanted to be with all my family, but I ended up having very, very nice dinners there, so it was good as I stayed. And there's BC. So there's all my feral family, who I missed very, very much. I missed you very, very much, even though I don't know if you missed me that much because your auntie took very good care of you. There's food and water in the bowls, and and there's so much food, dry food for the raccoon family, the rocket family. Yeah, so everybody's there. I'm going to, you've got food, you're not hungry, but let me unpack a bit. And I will put fresh food and water and everything. It's my duties again. I should put water here, I should put water there, which is very good when it's hot. It's good to have extra waters, and those raccoons make a big mess. What? There's a lot of flies. I'm gonna throw all that out again and put fresh food in a minute. Okay. It's nice to be home. Of course, there's Jack as well, having the treats. I'm just unpacking. So I'll unpack, feed the inside kids, feed the outside kids. I'll put some treats already for Jack, and then I'll unpack more. And there's Rocket. I'm not sure where the babies are. She probably has them playing between the garage and the shed over there in that little thing. I put like 2 full bowls of food, which is what my neighbor was doing too. And she's eaten all of it. Maybe the babies have as well. I heard sounds about an hour ago. I better get just be on the safe side. I heard sounds about an hour ago, or over an hour, and I came to check, and she was eating, and one of the bowls, had spilled out stuff, and I didn't see the babies. But then I just came in and I said, okay, let them finish, and then later on, when they finish all the food, then I'll come out and check on the ferals and make sure they have food for the night. And usually once they finish it, but they're staying later, or maybe they came back. It's about 12 o'clock now. Usually they come at 10 and they stay till about 11, But I guess because they wasn't here, And it's like quite happily, it's like, only if the babies are eating, then she growls a little bit, but still it's probably safer to be on this side of the door. Hey, Rocket, another family member, I guess, kind of include them now, and as long as, they don't, Peanut and Jill must be watching from over there somewhere. They usually keep their distance, but I heard some sounds earlier, and I don't know if it was like fighting, or it's just maybe her eating. She makes a lot of sound. She was pushing the bowls around. So, yeah. I'm really happy to see everybody again. But as soon as they go, I want to just make sure that the ferals are okay and give the ferals food so that the ferals will have food for them. Hello, everybody. It's a little later, and the raccoon is gone. The raccoon's family is gone. And I come out, and I see a very, very happy Opie, Opal, the possum. I saw that, and that doesn't look like a raccoon to me. It's the possum, and I've been thinking about them. Maybe they came because they knew it was my birthday, and I was worried about them, and I wanted to see them, so there they are. The whole family is here. The whole, look, it's very sweet. The possum's very sweet, too. And then we've got Peanut there, and we've got BC there, and we've got Jill there. And we've got Opie, Opal there. And the raccoon family left, so I just put some food, some extra food, because raccoons ate everything. Just put some wet food, and there's dry food here. So that's what's happening. Oh God, I'll put some dry food. I haven't put it yet. The raccoons ate it all, and then I had to wash the bowls and everything. It's 11:11, and we've got Agita there, one of the boys there, and I think this is Finn. Other boy there, and I think this is Lcee, and he was watching this a chipmunk eating cat treats on the chair. I put the cat treats for the ferals, of course, but the chipmunk was eating it. So and then we've got BC. We've got this chipmunk going that way, and of course Lcee is more interested in the chipmunk than in the outside cats, who are really the siblings, outside siblings. And there's Peanut there, Jill there, BC there. Jill was here a second ago. I think she's on the other deck now. The news is basically good. So we've got, boys here, and Agita there, and, ferals all there. Oh, there's Jill as well. Agita there. Finn, I think, there. Lcee, I think, there, but as usual, it could be the other way around. Well, I suppose the news is fairly good in that I'm still clear. I've been back 2 days now, and there have been stronger pulls here, and that was to be expected, just because there are more options for me here than there for the other stuff. But I just can't, and I'm battling it, and with everything that happened with my father, and the financial issues, and also just as I was saying, message from the universe thing, whether it is or it isn't. If I perceive it as one, then it works as one. So I've talked about that before. So all of that, and then just looking after the kids, and just being so happy to be back with the kids, with the ferals, as well as the inside kids, of course, and also the raccoons and the possums and my whole kind of wildlife family. Very, very. It's been a while since I taped, but I'll talk more shortly. I'll just show all the kids and feed the ferals. I've already fed the inside kids. There's Agita. There's one of the boys, and I think this is Lcee. Now both the boys have knots on their backs, but I think Finn has more knots. So I think this is Finn. Okay, so there's Finn. There's Lcee. We've already seen Agita, and we have all three ferals there. They're waiting. I was just taking some video, sweetheart. I'm about to wash the bowls and give you the food. Yeah. Well, BC just ran there, and then Jill is there, and Agita's here. All three were very nicely on the deck, so I'd wanted to take a video of them, but BC went running. But I'm going to now wash the bowls. Now these bowls are empty because of the raccoon family. We call them the rocket family. So they come late at night, and I put more dry. And there's Peanut and Jill waiting for the food. So I'm just going to take it out, and BC will come onto the deck once I come in, probably. And I got to put water and dry food and all that. Look how patiently they're waiting. I just wanted to take a little bit more video here with Peanut there, BC there, and Jill there eating treats. Jill really likes temptations, so I put some on those two chairs, and she skipped straight to the dessert. Hello everybody, I'm back inside, and Agita's there. Both the boys are here. This one's running around. I think it's Lcee, and the other one is there, the boy. I think that's Finn. There. And you can just about see Peanut, and I think BC, or possibly Jill there. All three were on the deck just a couple of minutes ago. I put food there on the deck for them. Okay, I don't even know when I taped last. I may not have even taped after getting back from Toronto, which is like over a week ago now. I came back with the inside kids, Agita, Lcee, and Finn. My neighbors, as usual, took such good care of the ferals, and then on Thursday we went out for dinner to celebrate my birthday with my neighbors, and they gave me some incredible gifts, and I'll show them to you now. As thoughtful and as personalized. You can saw my booze there, my booze. And normally I just drink out of the bottle. I don't even. I didn't even have a glass. I've got them in boxes in the garage, which I haven't bothered opening. So I've been drinking when the rare occasions I need a glass, plastic glasses, But they gave me, one of my mini gifts, best cat dad ever glass. So I've got a glass to drink booze, like wine. Wine I was drinking out of plastic cups and like that one. But now I can drink it out of my best cat dad ever glass. And then there's that hanging plaque thing. I don't know if you can see it from here. I'm not going to open the door because the boys want to go into the vestibule. But it says, if you don't like my catitude, call 1-800-GET-A-DOG. It's kind of funny. And then there were these journals, and she didn't even realize that they're absolutely perfect for what I need them for. And it's got the how to train your human, it's cats, and it's blank lined, but it's perfect for my writing out my dreams. I was looking for notebooks, for good notebooks to write out my dreams, and it just came at the perfect time. And there's another one there, and this has got another cat. And I've been, that's this morning's dream, which I haven't typed out yet. So I write them by hand in the morning, and then I type them out. And I keep it there, and this way, even if I pick it up, I can write like that while lying in bed. And that's the system I was using before. It's like a total mess, So, but now it's like more organized, and it's a hard thing, so that if I'm lying in bed, I can lean over, grab it, and I write in pencil. Because if you do it in pen, you have to be like facing downwards. So I write it in pencil, and then I type it out later. Which I'll do in a few minutes after I do this. And Agita likes to sit on the desk chair, which is fine. I do my writing either on the bed, on the laptop, or in the catio. We got one of the boys running around, and I think this is probably Lcee. There's Lcee, I think. I'm pretty sure that's Lcee. Oops. Cat toys everywhere, naturally. And then Finn there. Okay, I don't even know when I last taped, as I said, and I may have taped a little bit after getting back from Toronto, but, I don't really, as you know, I hold back on the more personal stuff when other people are involved. And I did talk about my father, though. I did talk about his, his medical emergency, in India. But they did heart surgery, and they put in stents and all that, and he survived, and he's recovering fairly well. So I talk to him regularly, and he's being very well looked after in their own home over there, So that's one thing. It was kind of stressful, but he is recovering. And then on my birthday, I was in Toronto, and I think I showed that in the previous podcast, So I just went to nice dinners and stuff like that. Came back, and the pulls have been really strong. I mean, because stressed out over my father, even though I'm, financially it's a little tight now, but I've got lots of credit, So, but I can access funds if I really went to party, but I don't want to because this kind of, as I said in the previous podcast, I kind of took that as a message from the universe. So whether it is or it isn't, if I see it as one, I think I said that in the last podcast. So there have been polls and there has been opportunities, and I don't want to talk about that any further, and that's one of the problems with being here now, but I will not discuss that further. There have been opportunities, so it's been difficult. If I really wanted to, I can access the funds, and then cash in RSPs later and stuff like that. So I'm like, I just don't want to go back there. I have this opportunity to stay clean, to stay clear, and I've sort of had to cut ties with people, and again, they say that in 12 steps too. You're really supposed to, you know, part of the whole program is I don't follow or believe or do that. But there's certainly another gift from my amazing neighbors. They told me that there was another one that hadn't arrived yet. What a perfect cat T-shirt! That's just like, you know, Lcee, Finn, Jack. Or I told them that could also be my alter, my inner cat, my inner black cat. Bye for now. Everybody, I think it's probably been a while, maybe even a week since I last taped. But we've got Agita there. We've got one of the boys there, and I think this is Lcee. And we've got the other boy there, and I think this is Finn. And we've got all three ferals there. You get BC. There's BC. There's BC. There's Jill. And there's Peanut, of course, Peanut. So all three of the ferals right there. Now, I'm not even sure where to begin now, you know. Haven't made an entry, I've been making journal entries, the daily entries that I've been keeping up on. But the taping, I just, it's just been struggling day by day. And nothing too dramatic, just daily struggles. The usual pulls and pushes. And especially as it's approaching now a month. And it's going to be a month clear tomorrow, And then there was my whole, my father's medical emergency, which, 3 weeks ago. And then going to Toronto with the inside kids, well, the neighbors, very kindly looked after the ferals and very, very well. Really, really look after them as well as I do. So, and then my staying in Toronto for my 13th cat year's birthday. And then coming back with the kids, and then struggling, because I had options here, and I had wanted to party for my birthday. I mean, that's, but I managed not to, and I managed, and I've just been going, looking after the usual pushes, and that's possibly why I haven't been taping that much, because it's just the usual struggles, the usual pushes, the usual pulls, and the pushes obviously. Kids, my inside kids, Agita, Lcee, and Finn, and the ferals, Peanut, BC, and Jill, and then Jack also. Jack counts as family, and then the raccoons. And I haven't seen the raccoons for a couple of days. I was a little worried, but I think it was raining and the weather was not good. I think they might have come because most of the dry food was eaten in the morning, but when they come, they usually finish all of it, every little bit. The water was quite dirty, so it was either them or the possums. Somebody besides the ferals did come last night, So we've got the wildlife family, and we've got the feral family, and we've got the domestic family, and we've got myself, a whole combination of the various families, So I've just been, I've been drinking a bit. That's what, that's there. I have been drinking a bit, not a lot, but I have been drinking. Hello, everybody. I'm here in Sarnia, Ontario. I did go to the I lost a bit, not a lot, limited, but I came to this place because it's an Indian restaurant and bar. So I'm having a dosa, and I've got my appetizers coming too. It's very, very good food, and specials at the happy hour. Very, very good. I'm very happy. Bye for now. Everybody, back at the casino. Okay, I'm just started, so we'll see how it goes. Bye for now. I haven't been able to walk out of the casino with money the last few times that I've visited, so let's hope we can break that now. Bye for now. Hello, I haven't taped in a while just because I've been just so struggling, daily struggling, but there was some casino going, I have to, but I've made almost 5 weeks clear. It's going to be about 5 weeks in a couple of days. So I've come to a car show with the car, It's a huge one. It's called Bothwell, and it's it's sort of towards London from where we are, but it's huge. I mean, there's thousands of cars here. I used to come with people I used to cruise with a few years ago, but I haven't been in a while. Last year I intended to come, but I ended up going to a casino instead. But anyway, I think the casino thing is going to be winding down soon, but we'll see. Anyway, well, somebody's singing country and western music. I don't think we're going to see all that long. I guess it's the country, so gotta expect this. Of course, the kids are fine, the girls are fine. I fed them before coming, and been spending time at home with them. And when I'm not in the casino, I'm not drinking. Well, drinking I do at home mostly, so that's what's happening. Bye for now. Believe it or not, like this music festival. I think this is country rock, something like that. I don't know. My neighbors volunteer here, so. I came back, the house fed the kids, switched cars, came here, having a tiger's blood. I'm going to go back to the kids. Bye for now. There's Finn. You can see the knots back there. That's Finn. So this is Lcee. That's obviously Agita. And there's Jack on his own porch. He was just on our porch having treats, but now he's watching something from his own porch. Oh, he considers this his porch as well. He's the only person who actually uses it. And I put lots of treats for him there. He ate most of them. A couple of treats left. Hey, sweetie, there's a couple of treats you missed here, and I put some on the chair as well, Jack. Okay, there's BC, preparing to hide. Nothing to hide. I'm your father, sweetheart. I feed you twice a day. So there's BC. And I saw Jill peeking. Or maybe that was Jack. No, it was Jill, because I can see her just there. See her there? She's just gone under the deck. Just watching from there. Relative safety. If I go any closer, yeah, I can see her going further in. And that's, of course, Peanut there. Okay, sweeties, I got all kinds of food and stuff, so I'll just give you some, maybe some dry. We've got some nice dry for you, and I'll give you wet a little later, or maybe some wet now. I don't know, we'll see. You didn't seem to like this morning's wet, so maybe I'll just throw that out and put fresh. It's the biggest rechanneling for me, the biggest pushes. Yeah, they didn't like this, but I got some other flavors they might like. And we were pretty much out of dry. Well, out of dry for the ferals. Also for the inside kids. So I got dry for the inside kids, and I got this one for the ferals. They like this Frisky Chef brand. And then this one was cheap. It was like the same, or same price, but twice the size. It's a no name or a local name or whatever. It's not, it's not like one of the big Purina ones, but I got it for the wildlife, for the raccoon family and the possums. And I don't think, as I said to my neighbor, I don't think they're going to really care if it's a different brand, because it's better than garbage. So what I'll do is I'll put the cheaper one, the big bag. I'll fill this bowl and keep it here. And the for the ferals, I'll put the chef's blend, the Purina, and I'll put it over there around the corner. They'll eat it. They prefer to eat on the deck anyway. So I'll do that, unless it's raining. So I'll do that, and then we'll see. And maybe if the ferals taste this other one, the cheap one, and they like it, I can just get that in the future. But, I don't mind getting the two. And like I said, I don't think the wildlife, the possums and the raccoons are going to be that fussy. These guys are kind of fussy, but they should be. I mean, they're not really ferals as such. I mean, they have a very devoted feral cat dad. I'm actually wearing a T-shirt with their picture on it, given by my wonderful neighbors. So I'm going to just, put away the shopping. There's a lot more shopping, mostly for the kids, for all the kids, and it's like and also for the wildlife kids, for the raccoons. So we got that, and for raccoons, and that for the ferals, dry, and lots of cans for the inside and the outside kids. I think the cans in there as well. The only thing I got for myself was like cola and clothes washing detergent. That's about it. Litter and everything else for the kids, inside kids and ferals and wildlife kits. Anyway, I'm going to put all this away, feed the ferals, and then talk a little bit more. And see if I can edit and post the latest podcast. I've been, I have hardly taped just because so much, not so much. I wouldn't say so much going on, but just in terms of the usual, the daily pulls and pushes just sort of become a grind, and it's going to become repetitive. And there have been pulls and there have been pushes, kids, ferals, drinking, sort of a controlled burn, push against the pulls for the main thing. And I tried the car shows, sort of worked, not hugely. The car is just, it's not much compared to the other things. Gambling got a little out of hand again, but I think it's just the signs. I think yesterday I actually left even, which I haven't been able to do in a very long time. And the day before I went to the one in Sarnia, but I just, the people, I don't, the staff, even though I don't actually have to deal with people, that's one of the reasons I like slot machines, but, you do have staff, and, when they don't have those, ticket redemption machines, you got to deal with people. And then they were like really, I had gone to get money from the car and tried the bank machines and all of that stuff. And, because I was out, and I come back and they had, I had put a sign on one machine going, I'm coming back. They have those things you can put, and somebody removed it right at 10 minutes. And then she came to lecture me. She said, we will not hold it for more than 10 minutes, And I'm like, it was right 10 minutes. Nobody else was playing that machine. I'm the only person who plays the machine there. And I'm there trying to get more money to feed into the machines, I'm a compulsive gambler. And then if you're going to tell me off, I'm not coming back here. I just said, so that's actually good. That's one less casino I can go to. And I don't like the one here in town either, the small one, the one that I'm allowed to go to. I don't like that one. Oh, again, the people, just annoying, So the one in Toronto is okay, and they have the automatic redemption machine, so you don't even have to deal with humans. I did do some grocery shopping for myself. So almost at expiry date, half-price cheese, no frills, 5 corn, 25 cents each. That's my grocery shopping. Everything else for the kids, as it should be. Children should always come first, whatever species. Obviously, inside cats, feral cats who are, better behaved than I am, as my neighbor could say, and raccoons who are also better behaved than I am. So I keep getting controlled. And possums, I haven't seen the possums in a while. I hope they just come, at a time when I'm not there and the raccoons are not there. So sometime in the middle of the night, I hope they come too. So I got that big bag of dry, no-name cat food for them. So anyway, everybody's in the catio. I'm just going to put away the rest of the shopping. Not much, just those cans. And my own groceries. So corn in the fridge. I got to finish this in a couple of days. But I figured that, cheese is better when it's aged anyway. So that should be okay. Oh, and some chili peppers. And I don't get more than this because, I eat quite a bit, but I don't often eat at home. So they end up going bad. I've got bags of these already in the fridge that have dried up. Anyway, that's what's happening. Bye for now. I'm just going to do this, and then I'll sit there and talk a little bit more. I don't know if there's too much more I want to add. I've got little snippets from the last 3 weeks, and I think I'm pretty sure it's exactly 3 weeks. I think I last taped in Toronto the day after my birthday, or the day of my birthday, perhaps, So, and I posted. So this is about 3 weeks later, and we came back to Toronto a couple of days after that, a day, 2 days after that, and since then, it's just been, going and going, I tried not to go to casinos. I ended up going to casinos because the pull for the other thing got strong, and I don't want to talk about it just because, it's personal. Other people involved, stuff like that. So, but let's just say I tried at one point and it didn't work, and they took that as a sign. And it was also, it was help from someone, but I won't say any more than that. I would keep this anonymous. So, but things worked out, and I did get a little help in not getting what I wanted. Somebody was kind of on my side. So that was like, okay, I take that as a push, And then after that, I gambled a bit, And it started to get out of control. But then I can't go to Sarnia anymore because, you know, the people just really piss me off then. That's a good way. It works as a push. If I don't like a casino, I won't go back to it. So that kind of helps. It's already happened with the small one in Chatham. I haven't been back to that in months because I really don't like the people there. You know, the bigger ones like in Toronto, it's more anonymous, and they've got a machine where you can cash your things, and and there's so many machines, it doesn't become an issue. And people don't go around telling you, don't do this, don't do that, you're taking 1 minute too long, stuff like that. That doesn't really happen there. So, I don't know. I'm not signing the ban yet, because I would probably want to go next time I'm in Toronto. If the pulls for the other thing, the gambling is better. So it's been that kind of thing is happening. Some drinking, and you can kind of see that. And this is not. This is actually from the previous week. Last 2-3 days, I haven't drank much. I had a couple at the casino. I had one at the festival last night. I don't think I even taped there. I did. I did tape a little bit, but I had a cooler, 2 coolers there, and then today is day 1 clear of booze. I've got 1 can of cooler, a small one, left in the other fridge, and I'll see if I can avoid that today. And today is also day 1 clear of gambling. So, I should be okay for a few days. It'll still be pulls. I'll still be battling. I mean, nothing here is guaranteed. Nothing is automatic. This is addiction. This is like, pulls and pushes. My favorite, sorry, sweetie, Daddy's just, in the nutty professor mode. And look there, that's Jill. Hi, sweetheart Jill. You remember you went to hide? Your daddy, your feral dad. I wear a best feral cat dad ever t-shirt with your and your mother and your brother and sisters pictures on it, but yeah, fine. You feel safe. You think your daddy might try to grab you and bring you inside, which I wouldn't. You want to stay out, that's fine. I'll just feed you and do the best I can, and try to keep you, safe as much as I can. It's a little bit, it's harder out there, but you guys stick to the backyard, so it's good. And in winter, we've got the heated shelters, and feed you guys twice a day. And look, sweetheart, that's your feral sister. That's Jill. She looks like you all, but she's a lot friendlier than your inside sister. Pretty much anyone is. But well, she's a bit of a scaredy cat, but she's friendlier. She doesn't hiss and snarl like Agita does. So, see, look, sweetie, they're not interested in the outside cats. They're only interested in birds and squirrels. The outside cats are like, okay, it's just, doesn't concern us. It's our dad's other family. We just don't want to know about it. They're outside. They don't come into our space, so we're not going to be bothered. I think that's their attitude. So anyway, look, I'm just going to put away the rest of the stuff and talk a little bit more, not all that much more, and then edit and post. Okay? Bye for now. I just put food wet and dry, so there's the wet on the deck for the ferals. And there's Peanut. There's Jill. Gotta focus there. There's Jill. And there's BC. There. There. And I just put wet there. I put dry here. Now this is the Purina that I normally get for the ferals. And then this is the unnamed brand, some local, it's kind of like a big brown paper bag. It's a little cheaper. So I'm putting this for the raccoons. They tend to eat closer here towards the alcove. We'll see, and raccoons don't come till night anyway, so the ferals will get their treats. If they want to eat that, they can eat that. If they want to try the new one, and I think that the squirrels might like the squirrels eat the dry food too. I looked it up, and apparently squirrels do. It's not the best for them, but it's not toxic either. So they do sometimes eat cat food, dry cat food if it's left out. So and these are slightly smaller pieces, so I think the ferals might prefer it. And not the ferals, but the squirrels. The squirrels. Who knows? Maybe the ferals will prefer it too. In which case, I'll just start getting that. You get a big bag for the same price. And then what I do is I put some temptation treats. Jill particularly is the big temptation. There's no need to hide, sweetheart. 2 years I've been feeding you twice a day, giving you treats, trying to get you flavors that you like, getting you to the heated shelters, talking to you all. It's okay. I mean, don't take any chances. You want to go hide, go hide. I'm okay with that. And then we'll put some here. And Jack sometimes comes in. He's here. Jackie's on the front porch, And you can see my inside kids. You can see all three. So you got Lcee and Finn. And you got Agita. You got everybody. I think this must be Lcee. Lcee is the more curious one. So I'm going to put some... Yeah, these are treats, sweetie. There are temptations. You get yours inside. This is for the ferals, your feral siblings. So I am going to tape a little bit more inside. But you know what? Since I'm out and everybody's here, why don't I just do the taping now, So, it's been full 3 weeks since the last posted. In that time, no party. So we're up to 5 weeks. It will be in a day or 2 days. It'll be 5 weeks clear of party, Tried once. Kind of a half-hearted attempt, and it didn't work out, which is, I'm kind of grateful for someone for helping me with that. So that 5 weeks clear of party. Some gambling stepped up, but that's okay for now, but I'm going to have to deal with it soon, and the fact that I'm getting myself pissed off at different casinos and not actually getting banned, but just not wanting to go back, that's actually working as a push against gambling. So, I can just start disliking all the casinos that I can go to. There are not all that many left, actually, only 2. One in St. Thomas and one in Toronto, And then the rest of the OG ones I'm self-banned at anyway, so I can't go there. So anyway, there was that. There has been some drinking. I showed you the bottles inside, but not, not out of control. I mean, 3-4 at night help me get to sleep when the cravings for the other stuff ramp up. A couple with dinner, and if I go out to eat, I'll have a beer or 2 beers, but not more than that. Smirnoffs, So it kind of pays over time, because if I go out, then I have to drive back. So there's been that, and there's a little bit of personal stuff that I don't really want to talk about, but it's okay. It's all manageable, sort of. It's regular. It's regular. My friend out of province is going, I hope the pools haven't been too strong. They're always strong. I mean, it's the way it is. But it's like, what do I do to deal with them? I read something somewhere, I don't forget, it was online, some famous actor or someone was saying that, who struggled with addiction, and, it was sort of my concept of rechanneling and pushes against the poles. It said something like, you got to find something that you want to do rather than the addictive thing. Put it more succinctly than that and better than that. I forget who it was, but it's basically the same concept as my rechanneling, So, and then, I have the controlled burn, which is rechanneling, but onto things that are also addictive and very compulsive. So the rechanneling for the controlled burn for my, for the main one, the partying and slithering, includes casinos, which, as my friend says, turns into a beast in its own right, which it has. So, but it's still healthier and safer than the other thing, it's better when it's not at this maximum level. It's getting closer now. It's been at, but it's I think winding down, hard to tell. And then drinking. And drinking is, for me, because I don't enjoy it that much anymore. I don't enjoy the gambling at all that much anymore, but there is more of a high in the gambling than in the booze. So anyway, look, I'm talking too much. These are my main pushes. I've said this time and time and time again. All 6 of these. So these 3, Peanut, BC, Jill, and these 3. Agita, yes, sweetheart. I'm out talking to the ferals, your siblings, who you would like to try to bully too. But they're out here, so you can just have to bully your inside siblings. Those 2, Lcee and Finn. So as I've said, the biggest pushes, hugest pushes, and to a certain degree, the wildlife family, the raccoons and the possums, and I kind of feel responsible for them too. AI, when I do the podcast in the last one, and I go, AI summary, and you have to click on summarize, so I click on that, and I use that as a description on YouTube, and it said something like, the content creator struggles with addictions and is candid about his struggles and how looking after the responsibilities of looking after his cats and his inside cats and his domestic cats and his feral cats, and also a raccoon family, possums. The responsibility and I don't think they use my terms. I don't think they use rechanneling, but something like, it helps in battle the cravings, something like that. Which, yeah, that's good. I mean, the responsibility and the rechanneling and the, and the caring for. Yeah, I think that's the term they use. Something like caring for cats and feral cats and raccoons, helps him deal with some of his addictive cravings. So that's what's happening, so I'm just, looking after the kids. I'm going to try, so today is day 1, clear of casinos, for sure. I'm not going to go to a casino now. And very likely day 1 clear of booze. I haven't had any booze today, and I've got 1 small can of, hard lemonade cooler or something in the fridge, which I may or may not drink, but 1 can late at night to help me get to sleep. I'm not going to freak out. Those are the only flowers I have. Oh no, there's some back there. I don't know anything about flowers, but they're pink. They're big. I don't have to care for them or anything. I don't have to feed them. Plants are not my thing. So that's what's happening. Look, day by day, the content creator is just struggling day by day, and it's okay. I'm making it. I'm 5 weeks clear and counting. So wish me luck, And I will probably. I'll try to wait a few days and probably go to a casino again, And eventually, if it ramps up again to the level it was before, I might have to think about signing the self-ban. But I'm hesitating to do that because if I do that, that pulls for the other thing. Might just go through the roof, and I'd rather, if I have to, I'd rather just keep gambling, so at least I have those options. So, not the best options, but, I have options. So listen, I think that's all I want to say for now, So since I'm out here, we might as well do it this way. And the only thing I do really in the backyard, the only maintenance is I cut the grass. That's about it. I don't do anything else. I like the feral look. So from the 7 of us, from Agita, there, from BC, there, from Jill, there, poised to hide, just to be on the safe side. My neighbor is just doing some barbecuing. So I'm not going to show him, obviously. I'm not looking for my subjects, or the people I interact with, So, and then, so I didn't wave or anything. And then, from the kids inside. So we've got Agita. I think that's Finn, but it could be Lcee. But anyway, I'll go inside and I'll say goodbye from the inside kids as well. They're from the ferals, and just Jill going underneath the deck, just saw her. And so Jill just went under that way. BC there, and Jill there. Sorry, I meant Peanut there. So Peanut, BC, and Jill just went under the deck. Now inside, that is definitely Finn, because I can see the big knots. So from the inside cats as well. So from Finn, Lcee, and Agita there, okay? And myself, the nuttiest, craziest, most fucked up professor ever walked the face of this earth. So from all of us, and Jack as well from next door, and from the various raccoons, the Rocket family, Rocket and the 2 Rockets, the little Rockets, and then Opie and Opal, the possums. So from all of us here. Bye for now, and wish me luck. As always, it's not really luck. It's just you got to do it yourself. So just day by day. It's the only way to do it, one day at a time. Bye for now. See you next podcast.